Thank you for staying with us. Now we're going to be looking at what we both regarded as quite unusual at the beginning of the program.
Which is something that is a popular, conversation anyway. Who polices the police?
Policing the police force. That seems to be a big job. But, well, someone has some ideas as to how that can be done. Chief Simon Okeke, OFR, FRICS, FNIVS, LLD, honoris causa. Barely a month ago, Chief Simon Okeke celebrated his 87th birthday. He's a thoroughbred professional and a pioneer and pillar in Nigeria's real estate industry. He was the first indigenous chairman and chief executive of the multinational real estate management giant Knight, Frank, and Rotley, Nigeria. Also, he's an elder statesman who has worked passionately for the enthronement of justice and equity in Nigeria. Please welcome Chief Simon Nsobundu Okeke. Good morning, Chief.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us this morning. Well, it's not too late to say happy birthday to you, is it?
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you for joining us this morning. Now, to mark your birthday, you launched that book, which I have seen in your hand, even though you're not holding it right now. Policing the Police. Oh, before we talk about the book, let me just say that in 1999, you were appointed the chairman of the Police Service Commission, where you served for about 5-6 years? Hence...
No, before I go on to that, let me express my profound gratitude to the management and of the television for inviting me to interact with you. I'm really very grateful and thank you for that.
Chief.
Now, actually, the commission which I chaired was appointed 28th of November 2001, not 1999, and it was for 5 years, ended November 27, 2006. That's precisely what it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay, hence your insight into the workings of the police force, because you are actually an estate surveyor.
Yes, indeed. I mean, that's what I trained to do, and that's what I did all my life until I retired in 1992.
Okay. So,
having chaired Knight, Frank, and Rotley, as you rightly expressed.
Okay.
So, my profession, my life has always been on the economy of land economy.
Okay.
And, well, I'm not here for that, but that is what I'm known for over the years. It was when I retired that I was found fit to chair the Police Service Commission by the then President, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, and his team to appoint me to chair the commission, for which I'm grateful for them. Thank you.
So, Chief, The material which you use for this book, which I suppose is going to be a very useful piece of a resource material for policing the police, you know, did you garner it from those 5 years that you were chairman of the commission?
Yes, indeed. It was for the 5 years when I came to understudy the police and did my best with my team to reposition the police from what it was to what we thought it should be and what we hoped it would be. By studying the police and also going around the world to know how the other countries' police function. That's how it came about.
What made you decide to write this book?
What is it?
What made you decide to write this book?
Oh, well, I decided to write it because if I don't put down what we gathered over the period of the time we were there and how we thought it should be done and how we did what we did, it will be very easily forgotten with passage of time because the mind is too quick to forget. But if you put down certain materials you think are valuable for posterity, it will remain forever. If I hadn't put it down, there's no way to judge the commission that I led, what we did, how we did it, whether we did it well or not. It is when you read through it that you know what we did, have we done it, or did we try to do it the way we are required to do it under the powers given to us as provided by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If I hadn't put it down, there's no way one can judge us. There's no way to judge us. But so it is good that I put it down for the world, Nigeria and the world, to read through and see what is there, what we have done. Have we done it the way it should be done? If we hadn't done it the way it should be, it would have been done. Why was it not done the way it is done? It is supposed to be done. That is my principal motive for putting it down, so that people will judge us, and also people will learn from our mistakes or from other people's mistakes that prevented us from doing what we should do the way it is required, or reposition the police the way it is supposed to be repositioned.
Well, at the risk of asking for spoilers, Chief, natural question what we want to ask is, what are some of those experiences that you had to adjust to? As my colleague said, you are a trained estate surveyor and valuer assigned to police, so to speak, assigned to head the Police Service Commission. Must have been some kind of shock to the system, so to speak. What were the findings? How easy was it for you to maneuver or segue into that role and be able to play it as creditably?
Well, the first thing we did, or I did, was to ask the question, the police in Nigeria, is it what Nigeria wants it to, is it doing what Nigeria wants it to do? If it is not, why is it so? How does it compare with the other countries' police? Why is it that Nigerian police in Nigeria is not very much appreciated, but when it goes out, when they go out for other countries, either for posted out to work in defense of other countries that had some problem, they very much they do so very well and are so highly commended by the country's government where they served. But in Nigeria, why is it that they are not so much appreciated? So we were able to find out why. Number one, the police in Nigeria have been so discredited because of mounting checkpoints and collecting money here and there, instead of doing what they are supposed to be doing. Why is it so? We found that Nigeria police is the least paid, the least remunerated. The welfare is so poor. In fact, the least paid in West Africa and in Africa. And one would say, the world. I have not seen any police anywhere that is so poorly remunerated as in Nigeria. And they go to the same market. The wives go to the same market to buy things like other people who are better remunerated. And if they are not properly taken care of, they think of taking care of themselves. That is why. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, many police die in action. And the grim part of it is that when a police dies in action, what the package that goes to the next of kin is can barely cover the cost of the coffin, the cost of transporting the coffin to the home of the deceased. That tells you what Nigeria police is facing. It's really terrible. So we were able to press for improvement of their condition. To some extent, we succeeded a little bit before we left. But even till today, it is not what we thought it should be.
Well, it goes to this exact same question.
Good and bad people everywhere. So it is in the police. I can assure you, Nigeria police has got some brilliant officers, but they are so played down because of the general public opinion about the poor image of the police.
Well, Chief,
there are many good.
Yeah, my sincere apologies. My sincere apologies for butting in. I mean, it goes to only one thing. For instance, the question I was going to ask at some point was, it's been almost 20 years since you left the PSC. What are your readings about whatever progress is being made now, especially about this welfare angle of the police that we're talking about?
I'm afraid I'm not sure that much has been done towards improvement of their situation. Going by what I hear, I wouldn't say what I know, but what I hear, a great deal has to be done. I mean, how do you expect, of even to today, some police, a good number of police officers still buy their uniform, buy their shoes, their dresses, and everything. Sometimes they are paid whatever they receive as and when due, but not all the time. I do hear that there are still some delays in payment of their remunerations, leading to them doing what they are not expected to do. So a lot has been done, no doubt, but much more has to be done by way of improving their welfare.
But Chief, you left the commission in 2006, and in 2020,
Yes.
if you recall, there was that End SARS matter, which was talking about ending police brutality, as well as talking about improving the lot of the Nigerian police, which means that what you fought for or what you recommended when you were in the commission couldn't have done much for the policemen if this was coming up 14 years later.
Well, I agree with you. It might look as well. It looks like that. You see, my vision of the police is the police should be a friend of the people. A police should be where people are confronted with some security problem they run to. But Nigeria police unfortunately has not quite attained that level. Instead of running to the police when there's problem, you run away from the police when there's problem. When, for instance, somebody knocks at your door and you open the door and you see the police, your immediate reaction is, they have come up. You find a way to run away. But it shouldn't be so. So that mentality of force by which the Nigerian police inherited from the colonial masters. For instance, take note, it is called Nigeria Police Force, which is wrong. It should not be so. It should be Nigeria Police Service rather than Nigeria Police Force. It is force because the colonial masters established the police to protect the colonial masters and give them security, like the military, which the military does for external forces. And so it should not be so. Police should be people-oriented rather than frightening people away. It should not be so. It is wrong. So NSAS arose because of the various parts of ill treatment that people receive from the police. So I agree with you, it should not be so. It is not what we thought. That is not what we planned and worked for during the 5 years of our term in the police. Why is it so? Maybe certain regulations, certain systems we put down to transform the police to be people-oriented, to be service-oriented, have not been followed as it should, hasn't been properly followed up. We are still looking forward that there should be an improvement.
Okay. Well, we're still all praying for an improvement, Chief. So, Chief, according to you in your book now, who should be policing the police? Who have you recommended to police the police?
Well, in fact, that question you asked me has taken one chapter in the book. During the Police Service Commission was established by the Nigerian Independence Act, Constitution of 1960, that provided for Police Service Commission. And their functions, their duties were properly, duties and powers properly and clearly specified in the 1960 Constitution. Now, they were to recruit, that is to employ all people in Nigeria police. The original intention, all people in Nigeria police, from constable and to appoint, to dismiss and exercise disciplinary control over all in Nigerian police, from constable to Inspector General of Police, until the Constitution of 1980, when the function of the Commission as regards appointment of Inspector General of Police was removed from the Police Service Commission and given to the President of the country. So, the Commission has been doing the appointment, dismissal, disciplinary, even till today. But as to your question, as to who is to chair it, right from the independence period, 1960, until the commission was completely disbanded by the military, it has always been chaired by a credible somebody of high repute. That has been the case. When the democracy came back, 1999, I was appointed to chair it, and for 5 years, 2006, November 27, we vacated. Since then to today, the commission has been chaired by a retired police boss, top, either DIG or IG, till now. Your question, who is to chair it? It is to be chaired, ideally, as recommended by the colonial masters, by a credible civilian. And this action has not, this system has been followed since I left. Whether it is right or wrong, well, it depends on how you look at it. But I believe, and from my discussions in various at different levels of people, and from different what happens in other countries, it is not advisable that a retired police will chair the police or will chair the Police Service Commission, that is, police overseeing police. But if, having said this, if there happen to be a retired police officer who has been adjudged by the world to be of such a level that if he chairs the police, he will not chair it with baggage of prejudices of which the police have amongst them within themselves, carrying the same thing over when he becomes the boss of the police. If there's such a person, okay, maybe. Otherwise, ideally go for an independent, non-military or paramilitary person of renowned personality to chair the police.
Well, you know, that question, that question of who polices the police is an unending one, you know, because from your experience now, it would seem like that was the origin of the Police Service Commission being at variance with the Inspector General of Police from time to time. Where do you see the middle ground being where the Police Service Commission and the IG and invariably the entire police system are on the same page with the Police Service Commission, both of them together?
Well, there hasn't been, hitherto, they haven't been together. And one can ask, why is it so? I think, by and large, it's because the police boss, whoever is police boss, has, sees himself as the alpha and omega because of the number of years of the military being in charge of Nigerian governance. Anytime there's military takeover, the police suffers. Because, well, maybe because the police is afraid of having any alternative force somewhere within the country. So the police invariably suffers very much. So it is only the CNC and the IG that oversee the police. And CNC, as Commander-in-Chief, is so concerned with the affairs of the nation that not much attention will be devoted to overseeing the intricacies of management of the police. Therefore, it is entirely left to the Inspector General of Police, whoever is the Inspector General of Police, to perform the functions of recruitment, employment, dismissals, and exercise of disciplinary control, of the police.
I thought
which
that,
is the
Chief,
function.
I thought that was the function.
Entire commission.
Yes.
Should have done.
Exactly.
Therefore.
So what then would be the role of the PSC if the IG is performing all those functions?
No, that is. Remember what I said. This happens when there is a coup, when there is a military in position. That is, and because the military has been in position for many years before, the IG had always been in control, managing doing what the commission has been doing, because the commission dissolved, they are suspended for many years until November 2001, when the commission came on board again. And when the commission came on board, whoever is the Inspector General of Police, takes it as an intrusion into his powers. Why should the commission be there? Why should they do what they have been doing? So invariably, it finds it difficult to work harmoniously with the Police Service Commission that now is by law, by the Constitution, given the powers to recruit, to train, and to promote, to dismiss, and do other disciplinary control of the police, which hitherto had been under the control of the IG. So the IG does not want to see the commission doing what previous IGs used to do.
Okay.
By default. By default. You see? So that is why there has always been a friction between whoever is the IG and the Police Service Commission. But it should not be so, because this is clearly defined. Powers of the commission are clearly defined. It should not be in conflict with the operational control of the police, which is the function of the IG. You see, take for instance, in the issue of appointment of commissioners of police in different states of the country. The Constitution made it very clear that there shall be a commissioner of police for each state of the country, who should be appointed by the Police Service Commission, not by any other person. But invariably, you find that the contention, this is one of the sections that whoever is the Inspector General of Police will not be, find it difficult to, the pill that he found difficult to swallow. Why should somebody else identify, appoint somebody, the Commissioner of Police in a state? This is what I should do. But the commission, if it is an error, it is an error committed by the commission, I mean by the Constitution, not by the commission. And I must say, not by the IG either. But it is clearly spelled out who should do what. Now, but you find, during the period of my headship of the chairmanship of the commission, you find that me, as the chairman, and other members of the commission, we read about so and so being appointed to as the commissioner of police for Jigawa, commissioner of police for Edo State. We read about it in the paper or see it on television, which is clearly spelled out in the section, in the appropriate section of the Constitution, which says there shall be a commissioner of police in each state of the country to be appointed by the Police Service Commission.
Okay, Chief, we've run completely out of time. completely. Is the book on sale in bookstores yet?
What's that?
Is the book on sale in bookstores yet?
Oh, no, not yet, not yet. No, this book will be formally presented to the public on the 9th of February, which is coming Thursday at Yaradua Center at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
And I invite you and your team and everybody to it.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Chief.
you very much indeed.
Congratulations again on your birthday and on the publishing of your book. We wish you all the best.
I thank you once again for giving me the opportunity to appear here. And please make sure you are there at the presentation of the book.
Yes, Chief.
So that you have a copy of it. You learn a lot from it. Thank you very much indeed.
We shall do our best to be there. Thank you. And thank you for staying with us. Sunrise will return in just a moment with
what you need to do to police your blood.